Do you ever come across an upcoming indie game that just looks really cool, but then you get your hands on the demo and your first thought is, oh boy, this one needs a lot of work? That's exactly how I felt after checking out Legion of Judgment: Fallen Angel. Because underneath its rough, jagged edges, there's something that could potentially be a great game. I mean, imagine John Wick with a katana set in the world of Underworld. Or just picture a melee-focused Shadow Complex. And the game doesn't just have a good solid foundation, it even has already some cool little features. Like when you find new gear, it actually changes the appearance of your character, which is something I wish more Metroidvanias would do. Sweet. But like I said before, the game's in a very rough state. And one area that drastically needs improvement is the camera system. Whenever you get an enemy low on health, you can finish them off with an execution. Sounds awesome, right? But every time you trigger this action, the camera suddenly zooms in on that movement. And it's not just the executions where the camera automatically starts to shift on you. Several of your special abilities also take control of the camera, constantly shifting the perspective, making it very difficult to keep track of your character in the fight. It's constantly zooming in, swinging around, and changing angles, making it surprisingly easy to lose track of what's actually happening. And in a few instances, it seemed to cause some pretty severe frame drops. But the camera system was not the only challenge my eyes faced when trying to keep track of the action on screen. Visual clarity was also a big problem, especially with all those constant bright white flashes. My biggest recommendation for the camera would be to cut out a lot of the dramatic camera shifts during combat. Instead, save those cinematic angles for more scripted moments, or maybe just have them when you finish off the last enemy in a big encounter. Because in a combat heavy game like this, the last thing you want is for players to feel like they're fighting the camera instead of the enemies on screen. As for the white flashes, I know this one's a little bit more of just down to personal preference, but for me personally, as I'm getting older, my eyes just cannot handle those flashes as well as they used to. So I really hope the developers simply give the player the option to either tone them down or turn them off completely.
Energy depleted.
As for the combat itself, it's actually not bad. In fact, I think it has a very solid foundation. The controls are simple, it's just easy to pick up and play. You have your basic attacks, executions, a dodge roll, and a block, and a handful of special abilities that are all easy to access. And the game does a really good job at pushing the player to engage with its combat mechanics instead of having you rely on button mashing to see your way through the demo. For example, you want to use more powerful special abilities that are tied to this blue meter in the top left corner of the screen. When you use one of those special attacks, it drains a portion of that meter, making it so you can't just spam non-stop powerful abilities on enemies. However, you refill this meter by performing the execution kills on weakened enemies. It just creates a very fun and simple gameplay loop. It wants you to stay aggressive, finish off enemies, and you'll get rewarded with more ability usage. And since the controls are easy to understand, you can really focus on the gameplay mechanics. On top of that, every once in a while you get a QTE pop-up during fights, and if you press the button at the correct time, it allows your character to do a really high damage, powerful strike. But there are a few areas when it comes to the combat system that could really benefit from some fine-tuning. For example, the guard and parry system. There's a noticeable delay between pressing the button and the actual animation. And in a fast-paced combat system like this, we have so many enemies on screen, responsiveness matters. Another thing that could use some improvement as well is the grab and throw mechanic. Right now, it's a bit limited. You could grab enemies, but you don't really have control over how or where you get to throw them. It would make things a lot more interesting if the player could choose the direction you toss an enemy. Lastly, the sound design and hit feedback needs improvement. Some of the slashes and impact effects don't really quite have that weight you'd want from a melee heavy combat system. As for the story and atmosphere, it has me really intrigued. You play as a hotel CEO by day, but by night, you're a suit-wearing, katana-wielding assassin with supernatural abilities, fighting in a secret war against a werewolf guild. It's a simple premise, yes, but honestly, I don't care. I'm excited. It gives the game a very unique identity in the Metroidvania space. Legion of Judgment also offers some RPG and character building progression as well. As you defeat enemies, you'll earn experience and level up. As you level up, you get a chance to unlock new skills and moves through something called the Mind Palace, which sort of acts like your main progression hub.
Welcome, Brandon.
This is where you could unlock those skills, test out combos, and expand your move set. But leveling up is not the only way we could customize our character and build, because there's also something called the relic system. These relics are equipable items that give us access to different passive abilities. Relics could boost things like damage, improve QTEs, or enhance certain combat effects, letting you slightly tailor your playstyle as you go. For being an alpha build, it definitely seems like this game just has so much potential. It's like when I'm playing, I can see the vision. It's just very rough at the moment. So I think with some more polish and development time, this could turn out to be a very solid, unique Metroidvania title. But it's definitely one that's going to go on my wish list, because it's cool to see that there is a vision there, and the developers seem very active on social media and in the Steam forums and very receptive to player feedback. They're clearly willing to engage with the community and work towards improving the game for the final release. But I would love to hear what you all think. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I gotta get back to the grind, so I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Waking the beast comes with a heavy price. From now on, it's Predator's hour!